Hey, is it true that they call you alien because you punch people in the face so hard their chest explodes? Okay, this morning we're going to be working on guard pull to wrist lock, and hope you guys can take something away from this. So, right now we're in a static position because we're demonstrating the technique, but technically I don't ever want to be standing still, and I don't ever want him to move from a set position. The entire time I should be moving here, the entire time, always with the emphasis of keeping my foot slightly outside of his foot. The reason I do that, we'll cover in another video, but basically I want my hands together. I don't want to be in a wrestling stance or because I'm not a wrestler. I don't want to be in a judo stance because I'm not a judo player. I want to be in a good jiu-jitsu stance, my elbows close, my posture good, and my foot on the outside. So when he reaches for my head, I want to catch his hand. He really can't go around. It's almost certain that he's going to reach directly toward me because pull your hand back. So if he goes around, I get the easy collar tie. If he tries to reach with the other one, it's too far, and he's actually out of position for an easy foot trip. So he only really has one choice. In jiu-jitsu, when you narrow it down to one or two choices for your opponent, you're doing very, very well. So what happens is when he reaches for me, I'm going to catch his hand, and my first grip should be my fingers on top and my thumb on the bottom. The second one, I'm going to pass it off, and then here. And it happens quick. And what I want to do now is I want to circle away from his other hand. I don't want to go here to where he can drop down for a double leg. That would be silly. So what I want to do is I want to circle away from him. When he does, and I see he's square, that's when I pull guard. The guard pull I'm pulling the close guard. My foot shoots into his hip. I sit and I pull him into me. So now I have this grip right here. If he's any good, he's going to be trying to break this grip immediately. And that's what I'm counting on. So when his hand is on my wrist, I want to bring him up as high as I can to where I can see my own hand. I'm going to take my hand over and I'm going to pin his forearm to my chest. My hand's going to go into my bicep, and I now have the beginnings of a wrist lock. But if I try to do it from here, I haven't immobilized his elbow yet. And all wrist locks work on the ability to immobilize the elbow. So what I need to do is I need to hip out. Now, I can't put my foot on the floor, because if I put my foot on the floor to hip escape, I'm giving him space to come through. If I start turning here, show how easy it is for you. See, he's moving. There's nothing to keep him there. So what I want to do is, when I hip out, I want to have my weight on top of him. So my knee is going to turn toward his hip, and I'm going to turn this way. My foot comes up on his thigh. His elbow is now pinned to my hip, and everything is super tight. And I just have to roll my hand. Everybody tries to crunch down here. I want to take his wrist toward his shoulder. My hand goes toward his shoulder. That's where the wrist lock is. If I try to push down here, my hand is underneath it, and I'm kind of making a frame for it. But when I bring it toward his shoulder, that's when the wrist lock happens. So one more time. From this angle, I'm playing here, and I just want whatever, you can play with this, whatever you want to do it, you just want to end up with a baseball bat grip. I want to circle. When he's there, put my foot, pull him in. Once I have him here, he's going to grip. I'm going to bring my knees to my chest, pin his arm to my chest. My knee goes in, foot goes here, and I lock it up, and then I roll his wrist toward his shoulder. Hope you guys like that one.